So this is a light reflection detection system I made. This uses photoresistors because they're pretty sensitive to output this LED. And as I block the sensor's line of sight to the target, it stops the signal, turns it on and off. This Arduino is detecting differences of about 10 or 15 millivolts. I'm going to try to remember how I built this amplifier, because I don't really remember. So we have a photoresistor and a BJT at 40 volts, positive and negative, with this boost converter. And then it comes out of that BJT amplifier. It's a 2N3903, 2N3904, and it's buffered by this capacitor to this next amplifier, which is another BJT amplifier, the same transistor, 2N3904. And then after this one, it's put through a high-pass filter to block ambient light, which is why this huge halogen bulb isn't precisely lighting it up. But if I cause a shadow to fly over it, see, the shadow sets it off because it's a change. Ideally you'd have a bandpass filter, but one filter was simple enough. It's a prototype. And then we have a two-stage Coffin voltage multiplier, butchered that name, multiplier. So this outputs a steady DC voltage depending on the amplitude of the AC input voltage. So this can only pick up an alternating signal. So this source right here is a 1 kilohertz flashing on and off, pretty powerful 1300 lumen LED, which I'm using a magnifying glass to turn into a beam right over there. You can see I've moved this back and forth. Beam goes in and out of focus. There you go. It's not perfect, but I've been experimenting with this for weeks now, and I was using a laser at first, then an IR laser, then every kind of IR detector, IR amplification. None of it worked, so you just got to step up the power source using a beam function. There's nothing. If I use the flash function on this to flash on and off, it's even longer range because the on and off is really bright, but I don't want to strobe the entire neighborhood, so that's probably 15 feet, no, maybe 10 feet. The purpose of this is to make basically a target seeker, so I could put this whole assembly into a PCP tube of some sort and point it at something like that, and this I could then make a light seeker out of, and it would point at whatever I pointed this light at. So I'd point the light at this sign or this door, and this would be on servos, and it would then face the thing I wanted to point at it, making kind of like a sentry gun you could control, or a guidance system for a rocket, or really anything you wanted to target with a light beam cannon like this. So a lot of applications.